last night. It was tough for Newcastle, but back in Europe, thousands of Geordies over there. And it's a great point, really. You know, I know Milan got battered in the derby, but at the same time, to go there, get a point, get them back to St James's, you know, it sets Newcastle up lovely.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, first and foremost, it's great to see Newcastle back in the Champions League, and they've done such a fantastic job to get themselves there. But as you said, it was always going to be difficult. You know, Newcastle come into this game not playing the best football, but they're back in the Champions League, and that in itself would give everybody a bit of a boost. They were going to Milan San Siro. A lot of these guys, it's the first time they played in the Champions League, so I think they accounted themselves very well. You know, held on in the first half. Nick Pope had to make some good saves, but the team itself to put in a dogged display, and as Eddie Howe said at the end of it, you know, another 0-0, a clean sheet at the San Siro, they'll be more than delighted with that.
Les, I agree with you, mate. I think it's a more than respectable start, particularly going there. I mean, the group itself is a brilliant group for Newcastle to be in, but actually, I think particularly going there after Milan have got a bit of a doing at the weekend off their city rivals, because obviously they'd have their tails up. Tell me a little bit. It's a good point, but tell me about what's the atmosphere going to be like at the next couple of home games at St James's. It's going to be absolutely electric, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I was up in the northeast. I was in Newcastle over the weekend, and the excitement, the fact that they were back in the Champions League. They know they've got a tough group, but you know the talk was no one's going to enjoy coming to St James's Park. None of the opposition are going to enjoy coming to St James's Park, because they're going to make it an atmosphere that's going to be fearful. It's going to be electric. You want to be there. These are the nights that you want to be at St James's Park.
Talking of electric atmosphere. Let's look at Arsenal now, Les. Arsenal tonight, a tricky little game. You know, Eindhoven are half decent. We saw that against Rangers, but they should come through it. And then atmosphere next weekend. Arsenal versus Spurs, who've started very well. That's a special derby, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, I was fortunate to play in some of these derbies. I played against, you know, in the Sunderland derby. I played in North London derby, so I know what's coming. And you know, this is a very, very good Arsenal team. Tottenham has started the season really, really well. I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing with what Tottenham's doing. And this is, you know, it's one of those ones. You know, you look at Arsenal and you think, well, they've spent some good money, they've played some good football, and you know, you see them as perhaps the biggest rivals in this Premier League to Man City at the moment. But you know, when it becomes a derby, when it comes to a North London derby, form goes out of the way, and it's all about who's up for it on the day.
Ali, just quickly with Arsenal.
Yep.
Are they a wee bit too patient, a bit slow at the back, coming forward at the moment? Because they won't have time next weekend.
No, well, you're not. The one thing you can guarantee you won't get in a derby game's time, particularly that North London derby. It'll be electric. So the pace of the game will be as high as I would imagine they'll play in any game this season. But I was going to ask Les, in terms of Tottenham. It's a funny one, because Big Ange got asked, Les. It was brilliant. Big Ange was asked, you know, one or two of the Tottenham fans getting a little bit carried away. He said, would you like to calm them down? And he said, no, quite the opposite. He said, my job is to, you know, give them exciting football, give them hope, let them dream. And that's very much the case. He has been a breath of fresh air, hasn't he?
He certainly has. And he's done what he said he was going to do. He was going to come in and, you know, speak to the Tottenham fans all over the place. All we're saying at the moment is that we're seeing the type of football we want to see at Spurs. You know, we gave in the good football because we said that the previous managers were season winners. They won games, you know, they won titles here, there, and everywhere, and so they'd give up some of the good football to win something. That wasn't the case. Ange has come in, and as you know, the brand of football he's playing, and I like what he's saying. He's saying, yeah, let's get excited. I want people to get excited. I want them to get behind the team, because if you're excited, you're going to get behind the team and then create that type of atmosphere that the players want to play.
Do you know what I was saying earlier, Les? And I don't know if you agree. Ivan Toney, for you know, I think people should have bought him before the window slammed shut and just let him train, and you might get him cheaper than what he's going to cost now. And Tottenham was one of the clubs I thought, get him, buy him. Do you think he'd be a big addition to Tottenham, that squad, that side? Because he's a top player, isn't he?
Yeah, I think, you know, when Harry was going, when we knew that Harry was going to go, I felt that someone like Toney would be an ideal shoe-in for him. Okay, he's not Harry Kane, but his presence and what he's doing in this Premier League, and as you said, at the price they will probably have got him for, mind you, Saying that Harry's got around 100 million, they probably would have wanted Brentford would have wanted 100 million to let him go. So it would have been a like for like. So I'm not sure Tottenham would have wanted to spend that kind of money, but I get what you're saying, and no, I like him as a centre forward, and I think he would be a very good addition to the Tottenham team.
No surprise, Les, you mentioned Harry Kane there. No surprise, he started really well in Germany, man. He's just absolutely top class, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, mate. There was no doubt he's going to go to the Bundesliga. He's going to score goals. They're going to win the title. It's what they do in the Champions League, and I think that's where Harry is. He wants to win. He wants to win. He wants some silverware on his mantelpiece come the end of the season. I'm not just talking about personal silverware, team-wise, and he is a team player, so he's gone there. And there's no doubt he'll score goals. It's just how far they are able to travel in this Champions League.
Just one final one. QPR snatched a late equaliser last night. So how tough is it going to be for Rangers? Because that is a tough league.
Yeah, it's a tough league, and they've been really unfortunate. I've watched most of their games this season, and I watched last night as well. And the first goal, and it's about time they bring VAR into the championship, because I think if you've seen the first goal, it's definitely come off the fella's hands and ended up in the back of the net. So they're a goal down after 7 minutes, and it's a battle. But they played well. They would have won in the ascendancy. And I was really pleased that Lyndon Dykes got his goal at the end, a great header towards the end of the game. But it will be a real tough season. They knew it because of financial fair play and where the club is at the moment. Yeah. It was always going to be a tough season. But, I wish Gareth and I wish the QPR faithful all the very best for this season, because it will be tough.
Les, enjoy tonight's games and the weekend, of course, the big London derby. Great to talk, Les. Thank you.
Enjoy it, mate. You stay away from those jet skis now, Les. Okay, mate?
Well, you're not about, so I'll stay well away from
you. Take it easy.
See you, chaps.
Brilliant. See Les Ferdinand.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.